10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Imagine yourself as one of the crew of this faster-than-light spaceship of the future, sharing their curiosity to know the unknown, their tension, their readiness for inconceivable adventures.
Sir, we're being radar scanned.
United Planets cruiser C-57D, J.J. Adams commanding. Who are you?
Morbius of the Bellerophon.
Dr. Morbius, my orders are to survey the situation on Altair IV.
Commander, if you set down on this planet, I warn you that I cannot be answerable for the safety of your ship or your crew.
When you reach the Forbidden Planet, you will meet Dr. Morbius, played by Walter Pidgeon. The Doctor is sole owner of this fabulous world. Anne Francis is his alluring daughter, Alta, who has never seen a young man until she meets Commander Adams, played by talented Leslie Nielsen.
Come on in.
Didn't bring my bathing suit.
What's a bathing suit?
Oh, murder.
You will meet a charming character in the Robot, able to produce, on order, 10 tons of lead or a slinky evening gown. Always at your service.
You must be the loveliest, softest thing you've ever made for me. And fit in all the right places, with lots and lots of star sapphires.
Star sapphires take a week to crystallize properly. Would diamond or emeralds do? You explore all the wonders of a vanished civilization. You travel deep down into the heart of the Forbidden Planet to discover the incredible marvels of this lost genius race. These magnificent scenes in striking Eastman color stagger the imagination.
20 miles. 20 miles. Look down, gentlemen. Are you afraid? 7,800 levels.
Yet the wonders of the planet Altair IV conceal a strange and evil force, unknown, irresistible.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good golly, Miss Molly. Hello there, Space Cadets. Welcome to the show today, where we dive into the 1956 science fiction classic Forbidden Planet. And yes, we are serious.
Wrong.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Forbidden Planet left. I've written this. I'm going to read it. Okay. Forbidden Planet left a lasting legacy, because I'm very proud of it. Lasting legacy that shaped the future of science fiction. Its depiction of a starship crew, all male, if you notice, the men will conquer space. He and men. That was a very gendered trailer.
Oh, the misogyny.
Its depiction of a starship crew exploring alien worlds directly inspired Star Trek, while Robbie the Robot became the blueprint for countless cinematic robots, and also for Mark D with a C, who looks just like Robbie. And I don't mean the toy he's waving in front of us. The film's groundbreaking electronic score. Hang on, I'll make you bigger. You've gone to all that trouble. There you go. His groundbreaking electronic score set the tone for futuristic soundscapes, and its visual effects established a new benchmark for alien landscapes and technology by combining Shakespearean storytelling with psychological depth. It proved sci-fi could explore serious themes as well as spectacle, paving the way for everything from 2001: A Space Odyssey to Star Wars. And it also proved that Canadians could rule the universe. Oh, he's got two. Not only, oh no, that is, yeah, you get two. My God. What do you do with two Robbies? Well, I don't want to know the answer of that. So like the stream, share it out, and get chatting as we head to Altair IV. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very pleased to say that we have a packed panel today, a full panel of erudite people. There's Christopher Moonlight. Go and show us that again. Show us your belly.
Show us the shirt again, buddy.
Let's see your boobs again.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where it's
Forbidden
at.
Planet, what a beauty. I do love that artwork because it made Anne Francis look even sexier.
Yes. Awesome.
I noticed Mark shows us a robot. You showed us a sexy woman. I think I can see the difference.
I will say that Forbidden Planet holds the honor of being the first movie to make me realize that I did want to go swimming.
That's right. Yeah, swimming was worth it. Yeah. What's a bathing suit?
Oh boy.
So welcome, Christopher. It's nice to see you again. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm doing well. I've been very busy on both personal and professional projects, going on about 2 hours of sleep. I should be dead, but I couldn't miss talking about Forbidden Planet, one of my favorite science fiction movies, with some of my favorite people, I might add.
Well, I thank you, sir. It's so very good to have you back on the show. It's great to see you again. So thank you for joining us. I'm sure we'll be looking forward to your insights as we go. But also with me is my dear friend Mark D of the Sea. How are you, sir?
Doing awesome. Yeah,
oh, we can't hear you.
Your mic switched. It sounds like you're way far away.
Thankfully, we can't hear you. What? So good. I'm so relieved.
Yeah.
You sound like that. There's a guy called Rob Brydon, a British comedian. He does this little man in a box thing. Oh, that's it.
That's better.
There's two mics on the list that are named almost identical. They're both the same devices, and only one works.
Learn to read.
The wrong one.
I recommend you learn to read.
No, they're the same. No, they're two. I swear to God, they're two different mics that have the same input.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it makes me think of this.
Thornburg, that's wonderful.
Whoa! Oh, Frank, everyone should have a friend like you.
Mark being the OG of the piece there.
Thank you.
It's good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming onto the show. Also with us again is our dear friend Dr. Michael Jones. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Pretty damn good. I've been looking forward to the show for a while. It's one that's been on the list for about 4 years to do. So we finally got around to, we've been doing this stuff for over 4 years at least.
Yeah.
Just reached 2,200 subs on YouTube. So.
Yeah, seems like you have a pretty big database.
You don't look a day over 3.
I don't. That's right. 63 maybe. But also here is my right-hand man, and sometimes my left-hand man, depending on which side of the screen he's on. It's our dear friend Joe. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, man. It's good to see all you guys ready to talk about this sci-fi classic when Leslie Nielsen was actually a leading man. He wasn't the comedy routine guy. Yeah,
handsome leading man from Saskatchewan.
Yes, sir.
Indeed, who lived in the Northwest Territories. You can't get much more remote than that. So there he is, becoming a major star in this movie, and quite rightly, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
So where do we begin?
Where do we begin? So we will begin by saying hello to everyone in the chat. We are obviously over on Rumble and X. I'll never get used to calling it X. It's Twitter. It'll always be Twitter.
Twitter X.
Twitter X. Twaxer. Waxer. Twixer.
Twixer.
Twatzer. But hello to everybody in the chat, and I'm sure you've all done that liking of the stream and sharing it out. But Snorty is here. Hello to you too, Snorty. It is awfully good to see you. We have Bush, the mighty Bush McFadden.
Bush.
The mighty Bush is here.
Head for the mountains of Bush.
Bush. We will definitely be discussing, as according to me and Francis. Also here, of course, is the Davina Duckworth. Vince is here. Great to see you, Vince. I said Snorty. D-Bud Martin has made it. Good to see you, D-Bud. And if I miss anybody, don't worry. We will catch you as we go. There's lots to talk about here, so keep your chats coming in. I'm sure I have missed people. Streamlabs is here, thank God, or we wouldn't be broadcasting. Yeah. Alrighty. So we've been through, but yes, make sure, bring the people in. Bring the people in. This is going to be a show to end all shows. This is going to be an epic, because I love this movie. I literally grew up watching this movie. They put me in a room with a television and just made me watch this movie all day. I never got fed, changed, any of that. So I grew up watching
Survived completely on the Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, it's funny, they used to market it when I was a kid to kids as a kids movie. It's not a kids movie, not really.
No, it's an adult movie.
No, it's got a lot of themes in it that are quite important, and it's built a great legacy. It's not just an adventure tale, it's obviously a reworking of The Tempest, as we all knew growing up. We all
Robbie
knew
the Robot as Ariel.
Yeah. That's right, Robbie is Ariel, Morbius is Prospero, Alta is Miranda, and the monster is Caliban. He's the Caliban he's the Taliban of the day. He's the Caliban. So, but it does explore these themes of hubris, subconscious desires, and some overly conscious desires, forbidden knowledge, and the dangers of technology surpassing morality. But it does it in a very thoughtful way, unlike a lot of the science fiction of the 1950s, and we're definitely going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Shakespearean aspect of it all, and we'll talk about the cast and crew as usual. So let me just start off then by just showing a few little stats, and it's a hard to see slide, unfortunately. I did it deliberately so you'd all suffer. Released in March 1956 and really filmed over the previous 2 years, so we're still talking early to mid 50s for this groundbreaking movie. MGN Production, out of their Culver City studios, I think, filmed entirely indoors, which obviously meant they didn't have to buy umbrellas. That saved them a little bit of money. Budget of $1.968 million, which is a good budget for sci-fi in the era. Moderate compared to the Ten Commandments in the same year, which cost $13 million. That was $1 million for every commandment and $3 million left over for extras.
They did have to spend money on cocktail umbrellas for Robbie.
That's true. That is very true. And sequins for Anne Francis. So a pretty high budget for sci-fi. Elvis's Love Me Tender in the same year only cost $1.2 million. So they outdid Elvis. We will talk a little bit about the budget later, because the art director sneakily built half the sets out over budget until the studio realized what was going on. Sneaky guy. Critical success and highly influential. But 1950 science fiction, which I'm sure we're all fans of, was a very interesting landscape. This isn't it. I played about with ChatGPT and tried to get a list generated of the top 10 grossing science fiction movies of the 1950s. So if there's any mistakes in this, don't blame me. Blame ChatGPT. So actually, there's some better ones in here than I was anticipating, because the environment that in the 1950s was very much made up of large bug monsters.
I was fixing to say, what year did them come out? It's not on this list.
It's not on this list. I don't know why it's not on this list, so I couldn't tell you why it's not on the list. As I say, don't blame me.
I hear you.
Played about with it because I didn't have time to compile it myself. I just perhaps I didn't use the correct prompts. I don't know. So I did do it by top 10 grossing movies, not gross movies. So lots of movies were bugs and monsters, and they were in black and white and extremely shaky sets and low budget. Forbidden Planet, whilst not the highest budget on here, kind of set a new standard for how good science fiction could be made. It's the first serious big budget sci-fi film, according to many. Others would dispute that for many other cases, I suspect, and you could make a case for Metropolis and movies like that too. But most of them were low budget or pulp movies. So MGM decided they were going to make it look like many of their other great movies, musicals and adventure movies and fantasy movies. They were going to be widescreen, CinemaScope, lots of color, lots of great sets and so on, special effects. They were going to elevate it. I think they succeeded in that. But it's interesting that the War of the Worlds is top of this from a gross perspective. Our great friend Christian Delorme, first of all, has celebrated 13 months of high sticker membership of the channel. Thank you, Christian. Very much appreciated. And also has donated $5 from Christian Delorme's Vinyl Revival. Bonjour, everybody, from a rainy and cold Labrador City, NL. He's in Newfie. He's in Newfie. He's way out there. I mean, you can't get much further out there than that. He's further out even than Walter Pidgeon, who was from New Brunswick. But thank you very much for that, Christian. Appreciate it very much. Therefore, you are entitled to a video clip. We'll give you your favourite. So thank you for that. But yeah, what is them? So where should them be on this list? Did it make a lot of money? I don't know. Grosses are hard to find for the 50s.
I'm looking to see if I can find out if them raked in 2.2 million in rentals. Okay, no, that ain't gonna do it. So that doesn't tell us box office. I'm gonna keep looking though, because I love that movie.
Well, this is the thing, because a lot of the time in the 50s they still measured on rentals, not box office gross, and it was impossible to get worldwide grosses and so on. So this list could be way out, but it does show you some of the movies that were around.
Oh, you're right, Brian. It says by the end of its theatrical run. So I guess by 2.2 million, I guess. Yeah.
But there's some good movies on here, better than I would have anticipated, given the amount of schlocky big bug type movies, radiation induced bugs.
What does that mean, rentals?
Oh, sorry. I was going to say I have a soft spot for Angry Red Planet.
Yeah. But you shouldn't scratch it. It just makes it worse.
They did VCRs in the 50s? What does that mean, rentals? I'm confused.
Well, I think it's renting the film to show in their movie houses. I think that's what it is.
So so it's from a distributor perspective as opposed to a studio perspective. I noticed The Invisible Boy is on here, which Robbie the Robot's sequel to Forbidden Planet.
Well, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, but there's some good movies on there. But even Invasion of the Body Snatchers, great movie, black and white.
Yeah, I was going to say, most of them were black and white back then. I mean, we know that they had color films. What was Gone with the Wind? 1939, wasn't it?
Color, yeah.
Yeah. So they had it for a long time, but movies were still being made in black and white a lot. Yeah.
and you had The Wizard of Oz, which was an MGM movie in color. They wanted to do, for MGM, I have to give them a ton of credit. They wanted to make a classy science fiction movie, and they did. So well done to them. But
color was a very expensive process back then because you had to hire union-approved Technicolor technicians to be on your set and tell you what to do, which they didn't actually like all that much, but it was the price to pay.
Yeah, I thought they just had guys that had to color in each frame.
What happened to Dr. Jones?
He slipped out for a little while. He'll be back. He will be back.
Cool.
So that's where it sits in the pantheon. I noticed one thing that I was going to mention later, but I'll mention it now, is that very, very, very many of those movies feature they're either set on Earth or they're set around Earth orbit, or it's people coming, aliens or others coming to Earth. Forbidden Planet is entirely off Earth, which is not that common, I do believe. I couldn't think of any others that might have been like that too. There's bound to be a few, especially maybe some European ones I'm not thinking of. But
no, back then, no. I mean, God, the 50s? Yeah, it was all monster movies, wasn't it, guys? I mean, most of the time, that's
a lot
what
of
it was.
monster movies. Usually, anything could crawl or fly or scamper or...
Yeah.
A lot of Atomic Age stuff.
Atomic Age, there's the radiation out there. What was the one I saw the other day? The Creeping Monolith or something it was called, and it was just big crystals that grew and fell over.
Yeah.
and I thought, I've seen that one once as a kid. I thought but that's quite clever because it meant it was cheaper to do the effects, didn't it?
Radiation truck.
Radiation truck.
Did someone say radiation? So now, I'm a crazy toy collector. So this is one of the first toys I remember as a kid, born in 1968. So this is Robbie Robot, not Robbie the Robot. So this is Robbie Robot, yep. And this is there was an astronaut set with this guy. So just a classic toy. And of course back then it said radiation truck. So the robot actually has a battery pack in it with a gear, and it spins the wheels. So this is, I actually have my original toys. This one I bought on eBay, so it's a little bit better shape. But I still had all my original toys. I was missing the robot. It was what was it called? Johnny. I'll look it up. I forget the name of the
he looks like a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
He does look Rock'em Sock'em, doesn't he?
That's exactly what I thought when I saw it.
That's sweet though. That's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So obviously inspired by Robbie. Yep.
Very nice. So we have the wonderful Eric K has donated 5 memberships. Eric, thank you, my friend. You are a real gentleman. I appreciate it very much. So that's 5. I think they're high sticker memberships to get. But thank you for that, sir. And we have a small but dedicated band of members. Our members are small, but they're very enthusiastic.
I am not small. I'm almost 6 feet tall.
Huge. So Eric K must also get a video and this is kind of how I feel about Eric.
If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you?
Such a different time, man. Wow.
Thank you for that, Eric.
If we dressed like that today, people would question us a lot.
They do question me like when I go out like that. But I go out in a smoking. I don't smoke, but I go out in a smoking jacket. Not brammable.
Oh man.
So let's start looking at some of these wonderful images and chat about the movie, why it's an important movie. So first of all, the look of it, the fact they put some serious effort into how it looks. I do love this title.
Yeah. The
title graphic is fabulous. Pulpy without being trashy, Mm-hmm. So great sets, which we'll talk about a little bit. Great color. The sets were fantastic. Just there you go. I love the fact that Anne Francis's avatar, if you will, being carried by Robbie, looks even better on there than in real life.
Well, that's the thing that I want to point out about this movie to start, which is something that a lot of modern movies are lacking, and it's that this movie is beautiful. It is through and through beautiful to look at, beautiful to think about. movie that makes you keep coming back to it. That's what
the production value is through the roof for the amount of money they spent on it. And you could actually hang any frame, any cell off of this film as a piece of art. You could. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you watch the Blu-ray of it or whatever, and I'm sure there's probably a 4K out there somewhere. It looks so good, even today. I love this. Il Planet Probito. Have you ever been on a probing planet? Probito.
Klingons don't allow themselves to be probed.
That's right. That's prohibito to you.
Oh, man.
It's just beautiful looking. Oh, this is what we're talking about. In the old days, you got your bugs. I think, is that them?
Yeah. That's them.
Yeah.
That's gotta be, right?
There you go. That's my movie from back then. You guys don't know how much I love this movie.
The way they've taken that, it looks like he's smoking a giant doobie there.
It does. Yeah. One of the mandibles is flat, and it definitely looks like a cigarette.
And obviously it was
So, Joe, you kill ants in your house then, right? You just put them outside?
No. I worship them. I let them bite me, all that good stuff, yeah.
In the hopes that they get hit by radiation and grow.
That's it. Oh, man.
And obviously it had... had the look at this. This set is fantastic. It's the cyclorama, 360-degree cyclorama they built, and then the cast themselves. So when they walked onto that, it just took them completely somewhere else. It looked so good with the 40 to 50 foot spacecraft that they built. It looked superb. So
now, if I'm not wrong, that still exists. They still have it hanging up, and you can go visit it in the Hollywood studios.
Great.
So,
wow.
Superb.
Definitely a bucket list thing.
Right. Oh, for sure. So the reimagining of the whole thing is the Shakespearean thing as well, which we'll go into a little bit more detail about Shakespeare and science fiction. With certain characters fulfilling those roles. I love this, actually, this piece of this artwork. Which is not directly from the movie, of course, but it still looks fantastic. Yeah. So it had a literary foundation to it, which made it very different from the sort of schlock stuff. It had its own little share of tropes, romance
Look at that,
tropes,
man.
or whatever. But that looks gorgeous, and so does the everything other than Anne Francis looks gorgeous too. So groundbreaking special effects. The sets, the monster, and the way the use of animation and all the other effects to do it. The matte work, for like the Krell underground complex is some of the best stuff you'll ever see. I think even to this day with CGI and all the other crap they do, it still looks totally impressive, revolutionary, I think.
Now, being a little kid in the 80s, one of the things I want to point out is when Star Wars was all the rage, and that's what all the boys my age were obsessed with, shows like Forbidden Planet would come on, and we really didn't distinguish the difference. It was like, oh, here's another cool science fiction movie. I didn't even realize at the time, my brain didn't know how to distinguish periods in film. It's just like, oh, this is like Star Wars. I absolutely love this. It's... it fulfills everything. And I think only now do we look at these things with kind of a more discerning eye that we can kind of, place its period. But the matte paintings, the animated effects of the monster, everything, to me, hold up. There's only, small factors that date it, like, people writing on clipboards and spaceships. But other than that,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
as a work of art, it stands up.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost... So next year, so it's 1956. So next year it will be the 70th anniversary of the movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, think how many 70. I mean, if you watched a movie back in the 60s and 70s and it was 70 years old, you were getting the Moulier brothers or whatever. You were getting something really. This still stands up today. Other than as what Christopher said, there's a few bits and pieces, but yeah, it's got more actual detail than some modern science fiction crap like Fire in Space, that kind of crap that they do now.
So am I dating myself with the 50th anniversary collection then?
You're very much dating yourself, my friend. Hang on. Go on, let's see it.
Show it again.
Show it again. You're blurry, but show it again. Oh, that's beautiful. Is that a 10? Or is it
It's a
slip
10,
case?
yeah, beautiful
It's a
10. The
That
back
is
has a little
gorgeous.
thing though, but
Nice.
Yeah.
really
That's
great.
kick-ass.
And I don't know if you want me to show the inside now, or I can show it later, or
Do
whatever
it.
you want
No,
to do.
no, let's do it now.
Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Yep.
I do agree with Vince. The goatee is a bit of a dead giveaway. You could tell he was a villain right from the start.
Right.
Oh, nice. You've
So
got
don't
three
even look at
Robbies.
it.
Don't even look
Don't
at it.
even
You've got
touch it.
3 Robbies.
It's never been taken out of the package, so I don't know if I should.
wow.
But so that's it came with a Robbie.
So you've never taken it out, so you don't understand that underneath there are lots of other things that you should have been looking at.
Yeah.
You've never
Right.
seen them.
This box set
What-
goes up to 11.
11.
Yeah.
Oh, 11. It goes up to 11.
That's one more,
What are
isn't it?
Well, so what? But what's wrong with being sexy? I mean, there's no trouble with sex.
So you can order yours today. 7-foot tall, officially licensed replica.
Oh my God.
Animatronic movement. So I don't know what the price is. Of course, this is obviously 20 years out of date, but it's therobotman.com with a dash in between the there if you want
Nice.
to check out the website. But
There's the phone number. Call them.
There's a phone number.
I bet it
don't know if
works.
they're still
Somebody look
selling the
that up.
Robbies.
Somebody, Davina, check that website up. I agree that the dress Anne Francis's mini skirts, they didn't become common till the 60s, and this is a mid-50s movie, and she's wearing these daring mini skirts.
Got banned in Spain.
Did it?
Yeah,
Wow.
when it first came out.
did
Spain
it?
of all places. But yeah, again, I don't know how old I was the first time I saw Forbidden Planet. Maybe it was on TV and I was 8 years old. I noticed the mini skirt and I noticed the swimming scene, and that was the beginning for me.
You know which team you were on?
Yeah, the invisible.
Knew which team he was on, right?
You
Yeah.
got the Invisible Boy in there too.
Yeah, it
it's
comes
on,
with
it's on the
Invisible Boy.
Blu-ray. There's an extra, but yeah, you got a disc.
Yeah, it comes with that, and then of course the extras on this set are phenomenal.
I don't want to know where Mark's going to put the robot. I really don't, Deba.
Hey. And then it
but-
comes with the lobby cards too. So check this out.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, not the lobby cards.
What's Joe Bob Briggs? I must be missing something. Is it a show?
Let me see.
The Invisible Boy.
See, I've never seen the Invisible Boy.
Put them.
And these are I guess these are.
There
I
it
guess I
is.
could have sent these are postcards. Yeah.
The
Yeah, these are
lobby
all
cards,
invisible-
yeah.
These are, yeah, these are
I
all
love
starting.
lobby cards. You never get them now in real. Well, that's that bit of
Yeah.
I actually am gonna when I tour my movie in theaters, we actually are talking about doing lobby cards just
Oh, great.
to have something really nice. And these are beautiful. I mean, they look like they're silk screens.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice print. Yeah, they're very nice quality prints. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Should actually probably put these in a frame. Frame them all together. Do like a collage.
You've got
frame.
no space for that.
Yeah, well, I've got plenty of wall space on the ceiling.
All right, Joe Bob hosts a TV series playing old monster movies on AMC. Oh, that would be fun. Oh, I'd love to do that.
It's
A lot of
funny. I
Invisible
actually
Boy
learned
ones, huh?
how to picture frame and bought picture framing equipment because I had a slight problem with wanting to frame everything I got.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should just build your house out entirely of framed pictures. Never mind bricks.
Yeah. And
Good
framing.
stuff, Mark.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Nice.
It's good enough. Yeah. You
No,
get the idea.
wonderful. I wish I had that, but
Well, let me
right.
just see if there's a picture of Anne Francis in here.
Yes,
Anything
please do.
You know,
Oh,
she
no,
did
no.
do some nude pin-up work. So
No way. Well, this is the only one with her, Anne Francis. But
hang
yeah.
on, let me get you. Let me begin
Yeah.
you again.
There we go.
Nice outfits.
Invigorate.
The mini skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about her in the movie and the impact she has on the crew at one point when we get to that part of the show. But yeah, there's some of the more of the groundbreaking effects. There's the monster, the id monster.
Animated by a Disney animator.
A Disney
on loan.
animator. That's right. Yeah. It's,
I
Robbie
thought
is-
I recognized that animation style because when it whips away in kind of a circular tail kind of
yeah, he
motion.
grabs the guy.
Yeah, it looks a lot like some of the stuff they had, back then.
And then Robbie, one of the first fully realised robot characters in cinema. He wasn't just a prop, he was actual character. And he influenced tons of later depictions of robots, as well as costing a shitload of cash for them when he made it. But he had a huge career after. We'll talk about that when we get to the cast and crew. Robbie had the best career of all of them.
Right.
The soundtrack, again, probably the first entirely electronic score for a feature film.
Tonal sounds.
Tonal sounds. They couldn't call it a soundtrack. They had to call it tonal sounds. Louis and the Baby Baron. So electronic sounds and futuristic storytelling. And it's true to this day. If you're an astronaut, ask any astronaut, you cannot travel in space without hearing electronic music all the time. Wherever you go. International Space Station. What's that noise?
Yeah, right?
Sein shit's a neu button.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, great soundtrack. There's the couple that did it. Look like a happy, fun couple.
Yeah.
They just realised that entire reel of tape is unspooled, and they're going to have to untie it.
I feel like Forbidden Planet, it gave us both Star Trek and Kraftwerk.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah, it did.
Well, Forbidden Planet's the first Star Trek movie, right?
Right? That's it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. In fact, even in that trailer, you saw Leslie Nielsen. Shatner as Kirk sounds a bit like Leslie Nielsen. They're both Canadians, but even the mannerisms when he's talking to the crew kind of sounded a bit the same, the way he spoke to the crew.
And they both appeared in airplane movies.
That's
right?
Yes.
Damn it!
That's right.
Why don't they tell me about these things?
Yeah, sorry. Getting all these lights to flash in sequence. And he's at the door, and they open the door, and he's starting. Yeah. The film, it's philosophical depth goes beyond space adventure. You've got psychological and moral questions. The monster isn't really a physical monster. It's a suppression, a manifested suppression of human desire. If it was me and Anne Francis, that monster might have had a different shape. But that's, I guess it was Morbius's daughter. He couldn't go that way. Look at that! Isn't that wonderful? That lobby card, isn't that one? Lowe's Incorporated did that one. I think the director, or the producer, was something to do with the Lowe's owners. He was a bit of a nepo producer. So yeah, visual world building, great visual world building, affected, as you say, Star Trek, tons of other stuff. But it just stands out because it treated science fiction seriously for once, you know? So
a monster from the id is just such a wonderful and different idea that like I said, everything before that was just men in rubber suits, pretty much.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. James Arness in his big suit, right? Yeah.
But even this gear didn't look that out of place. I know now, obviously, it would all be super sleek, handheld, digital, whatever. It didn't look that bad. I mean, they made an effort to make it look like it wasn't just knocked up out of grey painted cardboard, you know. And then they had this, of course, which I love because it wasn't a transporter, but you can see where they got the transporter idea from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never quite. I guess that was supposed to protect them when they're decelerating.
Yeah, this was their because they're coming down from multi-light speed to, so this was their protection device, as it were. Mm-hmm. But you can see it had certain similarities to later stuff, and there's only so many things you can do with that, I guess. But Star Trek obviously borrowed a lot from it. Roddenberry admitted that, it's Lost in Space, which had its own robot, of course. But Robbie did appear, as somebody said, on 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I was fixing to say, he definitely showed up on that show. Yep.
Yeah, so they had their own robot just called Robot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2001 had certain aspects of it, and the sort of scope of it, and visually as well, was based on it. Star Wars had certain many elements from Forbidden Planet, because Lucas and co were all watching that in the 50s in the cinema. You just know they were.
Oh yeah, they're definitely inspired by this stuff.
There's even a bit of Blade Runner.
Star Wars was kind of the beginning of trying to make science fiction look more realistic, where Forbidden Planet was really stylized. But
it was.
I think the quest for making everything immersive and realistic is kind of robbed science fiction of what we originally liked about it. I personally would love to see more science fiction movies kind of embrace a little more of that art.
You want it to look alien and stylized sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, see the artist's fingerprints on it, which you really can with Forbidden Planet, and for me is what makes it so endearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also the psychological horror sci-fi stuff like Solaris, Ex Machina, In the Mouth of Madness even, and what's the other Sam Neill one? Where is it Sam Neill?
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon. Yeah, there's a lot of psychological horror that's borrowed from it.
Well, Sam Neill will embrace that. I mean, you got Possession, you got Crash, you got, he digs that as an actor. So we got a lot of that. But again, Freud was kind of, I guess, more talked about in the 1950s, but it was still new and novel. We didn't really have, the general audience didn't have a firm grasp of what Freud was saying. In the 60s and the 70s, we got Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of Your Mom.
Love it.
That's a good one.
Love it, Pink Floyd. But yeah, they made MGM set out to make something that looked as good as their historical or other movies, and it certainly came out that way. In my opinion, my humble opinion, clearly this is Detroit. Yes. Hang on. So clearly this is Detroit. It's funny you should say that, because...
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
So the whole Shakespeare thing, as well, as we've mentioned, is a big part of this. Sorry, Christian, my friend. I just realised you've done it again. Another $5 from Christian Delorme's vinyl revival. Some of the best science fiction is X-1 from the old radio dramatique form from the 1950s and 60s. Yeah, good point. Never, I'd forgotten all about that. X-1. But yeah, radio. I used to listen to a lot of for when I first heard Hitchhikers. That was the BBC radio. It was a BBC radio production. Sci-fi on the radio worked quite well. All those special effects, and the script had to be good. So thank you for that, Christian. You obviously deserve some kind of recompense in the form of a video clip. I'm thinking that one of my new current favourites would be this one.
We're expecting any resistance to be light, as the ancestors of our enemies have yet to evolve any thumbs, or indeed spines.
So, where were we? Oh yeah, The Tempest. So, it was Shakespeare's last play, which I didn't realise. I have seen this Christopher Plummer in the Stratford Shakespeare Festival in Ontario, which I've attended many shows at. I saw Christopher Plummer do The Tempest in Stratford, and it was amazing. I mean, this guy was 80 already then, and it just, you wouldn't do it. Just
it was a one-man show?
No.
Oh.
No, there were other people there, but he was...
That would be something.
Yeah, it would be something, but no, he had a supporting cast, but he was fabulous. But Shakespeare has been a rich source of inspiration across the board for everyone, but in science fiction it's worked its way into... It kind of works well because it's got these tons of different themes in it, human nature and desire, knowledge and power, and you can take those into futuristic settings quite easily. So you got a bridge between, so Forbidden Planet showed that it can do that bridge between Shakespeare and futuristic imagination.
Interestingly enough, the Tempest was a comedy. A lot of people, because it sounds like a very serious title, The Tempest.
Yeah,
but it was silly, it was funny, and they played this straight.
It is actually a comedy, yeah. The version I saw with Christopher Plummer, he was quite amusing, and there was a lot of laughter, and he himself was chuckling a lot. So the characters, of course, as we said earlier, Prospero is the learned, isolated figure with the ego. That's Dr. Morbius, in this case. Ariel, the obedient yet powerful servant, is Robbie the Robot. Caliban, the dangerous repressed force, is the monster of the id. And Miranda in The Tempest is Altair or Alta. She's the innocent encountering the wider world, which we'll talk about a little more, because the crew are all getting it on. As soon as they see her, there's no restraint. They're all...
when they're panning around to show the surroundings.
Yeah. And the crew themselves are kind of like the observers, the outsiders observing that have come into that world. So they play a kind of a Shakespearean role too.
I mean, I kind of can't blame Morbius though. I mean, you're all alone, you're hanging out with your daughter, and suddenly all these guys show up, and she's like, "Ooh,
yeah."
Like,
and he's going,
"I'm a girl dad."
And they're going, "Why?" And yeah, Morbius, why do you let your daughter dress like that all the time? Don't ask those questions. I'm going to Smilex. I couldn't read this one, sorry. If I can get the mouse to behave. There we go. Smilex says, all right, I'm going out on a limb here, but I reckon on a slow night, Altair would probably get it. I think maybe, yes. It was Shakespeare's last ghostwriter's play. Because we all know he didn't write his own plays. Star Trek has got a Shakespearean history, of course. The original series would often use Shakespearean stuff with morality questions, power, human frailty. There would always be a lot of Prospero-type figures. Next Generation took that to another level, having an actual Shakespearean lead actor in the cast, of course, with Patrick Stewart. He saw, aha, all the things he used to say.
And Shatner did a share of Shakespeare too.
He did, yes. He appeared with Christopher Plummer in Stratford many times in the 50s, and so they were quite well known to each other. So Next Generation, I think this is Masks, is the episode, Prospero type themes. There he is fondling his Shakespeare. What is it, my lads? Godspeed, my lads. Whatever. Anyway, all that stuff. Obviously, Plummer himself, Star Trek VI, General Chang, constantly quoting Shakespeare, the undiscovered country, of course.
And he didn't want to have the big ridge line, too. That was one of his conditions on being in the cast as a Klingon.
Well,
that's why it looked like Worf. Yeah.
Not on his forehead, anyway.
Yeah.
My friend Bill Obrist Jr., who's an actor, got to act with Christopher Plummer. And he said it was the one time he was completely smitten with an actor that he dared. He said it's very unprofessional to ask for autographs, but he said, I had to ask Christopher Plummer. He said he was very nice. He's like, of course, my boy, just send me a one-line ask.
Right. Yeah, Shakespeare did a lot of things, Soul Assassin, that we don't know about. They've kept him from the record to protect to protect him. He probably hung around the brothels of London quite a bit. Masks was that episode, yeah. So Plummer was understudy to Stewart at one point, and I'm sure he was. The eye patch tells me this fellow is up to no good. It's like a goatee. It's a dead giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, the Star Trek has a rich history, but other films have tackled similar themes, like Silent Running, with the sort of lone human tending his space, doesn't want anyone to enter it.
Mm-hmm.
Prospero figure with the aerial helpers. Brave New World references the Tempest, including the line, the line "Oh Brave New World," that such people in it is from the Tempest. Doctor Who has tackled it multiple times. Particulars, he's got tons of Prospero-like figures all the way through from the very beginning of Doctor Who. Loads of Prosperos in the villains. This is the second time we've seen this actor in the middle playing Shakespeare, Robert Dean Lennox, because we did frequently ask questions about time travel, which he was in, of course. So he's getting a couple of mentions in this show. I hope his agent is watching, that we receive proper compensation.
Are there any other sci-fi movies that draw from different Shakespeare plays? I'm trying to think, because everybody else is drawing from Kurosawa.
Well, they are. A lot of them draw from the Tempest, really. Some from Macbeth, probably. But anyway, some people in the chat may have some ideas about that. But Prospero seems to be the archetype that a lot of them use. But Stargate, SG-1, Farscape have all done a Prospero figure type thing. They hoard knowledge and struggle with the consequences. So it's big in sci-fi, and it gives legitimacy to sci-fi writing, which is often in the past has been seen as a low-brow pulp.
Well, it was back then too, but
Yeah.
it was profitable in the movies. I mean, they started making money around the 50s, didn't they?
They did. The people liked the spectacle of it, you know.
Yep.
And it's popcorn movies. So the ones with the bugs did well because they were cheap and they were popcorn movies.
Oh man, look! If you ever do one about them, my gosh, you got to talk about the lore of how they promoted that movie. They didn't want anybody to see what it was.
Sci-fi
You know, it was just a
promotion was
poster
great.
that said them on it. That's all it said.
Sci-fi
you know?
promotion was great. I mean, you
Yep.
can imagine all these 1950s sci-fi producers going, one day Mark D with a C is going to buy 4 of our toys.
Right?
You're gonna have everything. Yeah. You never have too much
thing
stuff,
was
right?
taken.
Yeah. You haven't experienced. So you haven't experienced.
Well, there's my
Shakespeare.
Forbidden Planet poster sticking up a little bit there. Yeah,
Oh,
on
right,
my
good.
window. Yeah, tough to
Good
see,
stuff,
but yeah,
good stuff,
yeah,
mate. Yeah. Yeah, Shakespeare in the original Klingon is better. That's true. We all know that. Kurosawa stole from Shakespeare as well. Throne of Blood is Macbeth and Samurais. That's right. Yeah. So
Well,
let's.
there's go ahead. No, sorry.
no, Christopher, you go ahead, mate.
No, I was just going to say there's a story about the 80s Roger Corman sci-fi movie Battle Beyond the Stars, which was a kind of a Star Wars knockoff. Roger Corman's like, well, Star Wars is successful, and it took from Hidden Fortress. I'll take from Yojimbo.
Right, Seven Samurai, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Magnificent Seven. But there's another barbarian movie. It's like a barbarian in space. It's supposed to be on another planet with David Carradine called The Warrior and the Sorceress. And it's essentially that one is Yojimbo, and David Carradine called up Roger Corman. He's like, "Hey, this script is Yojimbo. Aren't you worried about getting sued?" And Roger Corman, you know, he's always smiling. He's like, yeah, Kurosawa was asked if he was going to sue Fistful of Dollars, Clint Eastwood and Sergio for that movie. And he said, yeah, they ripped you off. Aren't you going to sue me? He's like, no, Yojimbo's a ripoff of Dashiell Hammett.
That's right.
Harvest.
Right? If I sue them, they're going to sue me.
Yeah, you don't want to open that. You don't want to open that box, do you?
Right.
yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, all these movies, like I would say the originals that a lot of these sci-fi that we know today is, you know, paying homage to, or in Harlan Ellison's case, pretending he didn't take from it. And that he just thought of everything. But it would be Heinlein, Ray Bradbury, and suddenly I'm blocking on his name, that did The Shrinking Man and so many
Richard
others.
Matheson.
Richard Matheson.
Yeah.
Those were the guys, along with a few others, that really set the tone.
Yes, Matheson's one of my favorites. Love him.
Yeah, I mean, just brilliant work. And then, you know, for was it? Yeah, not Heinlein. Harlan Ellison suing everybody for stuff.
I know.
Like, there's so many of his stories that I go, you took that from Harlan Ellison. That was his idea first. You know, like.
Well, that's why he's credited in Terminator, right? For Demon with a Glass Hand from Outer Limits. He sued over. He sued Terminator for that, and he won. So his name is mentioned. The credits of Terminator.
It's so hard to find things that are not inspired by something else. I mean, it's absolutely impossible. So you never know where the line should be drawn. But
I don't know about you. Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought you were done. Mate.
I don't know about you, Chris, but the comic book I'm working on, it's completely driven by stuff I watched as a kid and things I've learned about the American Revolution and stuff like that. I mean, you could take any part of my story and say, oh, yeah, I saw that here. I saw that there.
I'll say that, yeah, I mean, this is the thing is we're all drawing from the same well, and there's really nothing new under the sun. It's just what we do with it. For example, with mine, Escape from Planet Omega 12, the animated sci-fi I'm working on at the moment, is essentially a pay-on to Forbidden Planet in the sense of even back at, like, you know, before I hit puberty, I wanted to go swimming on Forbidden Planet, and I thought, well, what if you're marooned on a planet with it's just you and this beautiful woman that you're in love with, and you want to survive on this planet? And
the misogyny.
There's never been a story like that before.
You know, exactly. You know, it's got the Robinson Crusoe on Mars. Well, Robinson Crusoe on Mars is another science fiction movie.
Yeah.
That I love.
Great movie, yeah.
You know, it's like it's drawing from all these different things. And James Cameron, you know, for better or worse, he was kind of pissed off that the studio settled with Harlan Ellison. He's like, no, he's like, he felt that it made him look bad because he was, I mean, with Aliens, he was drawing from them. You know, he was drawing from all these different sources. So, you know, it's like, and that was always my beef with Harlan Ellison. It's like you watch A Boy and His Dog. I'm like, well, he was just reading Starship Troopers, and there's a whole bit about these soldiers that have a psychic connection with these talking dogs. I'm like, that's what that is.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and I must remind everyone we had a very good show on that movie on this channel. So everyone go back.
Boy and His Dog, yeah, Don Johnson.
That's a movie to be canceled today, though. My God, when he sets out on his quest just for you're watching that.
He's
today.
looking for the poontang.
Yeah, and it's not. And it's not consensual. We'll just say it there that way.
So I just wanted
Did the popcorn consent either? I don't know.
Probably not. I just want to say about Vince Womack's quote here about Saturn III. Isn't that the movie Harvey Keitel sacked his agent over? Well, he should have, because it was a pretty bad movie.
Saturn III. Oh my God! Kirk Douglas, Farrah Fawcett was in it, right?
Harvey Keitel, I think.
Oh my God.
I have never been able to finish that movie, and it has
terrible.
everything in it that I should love in a movie. I cannot finish that movie. It's so bad.
It's done so bad.
Sentient
it
Dildo is thinking of suing penises. I think you'd win. You'd win that. I mean, I'm not paying you.
He's been in the WNBA too much lately, too.
He has. Sentient Dildo woke up stunned on the court the other day.
Gonna go to jail.
Moving on. So let's talk a little bit about the people who made and starred in this movie before we move on to some more stills. So it was produced by a guy called Nicholas Nayfack, and that's not a Scottish version of an insult. He's got Nayfack. He doesn't give a fack. So he was the nephew of MGM head Nicholas Schenck, and he was also the nephew of United Artists head Honcho. So he was a bit of a Hollywood kid, but he actually produced a lot of movies, so he wasn't just in it as a nepo. He was a former lawyer that he moved into production with this movie in 1949, Border Incident, starring nobody else, none other than the great Ricardo Montalban.
Oh, dude.
So, a bit of a Star Trek connection there.
Mm-hmm.
Although
guy was great when he was young.
Yeah. Although in 1949,
well, he's great, period. But you know,
you wouldn't have known in 1949, of course, that Ricardo Montalban would have one of the most famous chests in history.
Right.
And hair. And he also obviously produced, as well as Forbidden Planet, he produced The Invisible Boy, the science monster who would destroy the world. I do like that title.
There's that robot again.
Yeah, he died in 1958 of a heart attack, which is why his career doesn't extend beyond that for some reason. This is the director, Fred M. Wilcox, another MGM veteran. He directed the massive hit Lassie Come Home. Elizabeth Taylor, one of her early movies. She's not on the cast list, but she was a big part of the movie. The
Roddy
young
McDowell.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Wow.
Roddy McDowell, the young Elizabeth Taylor. I have to laugh at his final movie, though, which I think also some of the other people, the cinematographer for Forbidden Planet was involved in. There he is, sorry, with Lassie, the original Lassie, and the stand-in is being held by the soldier. His last movie was called I Passed for White. That movie may well not get shown today. Stars James Franciscus.
Wowzers.
Anybody remember James Franciscus? He used to make a lot of good Italian horror movies. He was an American actor. So that's a movie that I don't think I've ever heard of or seen.
Never seen it.
No.
That's the title that's almost as bad as The Watermelon Man.
That's
right?
The Watermelon Man, which I
How
have
about the
seen.
new one that just came out? Scared Shitless. These titles, man, whoa, what's going on here?
but I have seen The Watermelon Man, which is actually quite a good movie.
It's a good movie, actually, yeah.
That was the director. The story, it's a bit of a story behind the story, but the story was written by two guys, Irving Block, who's an artist and visual effects guy who did a lot of the matte paintings and special effects, and he co-wrote the movie story, and he also did a lot to do with the design of Robbie the Robot. He wasn't the main guy, but he had a lot of influence in it. And he worked in visual effects with movies like this before Forbidden Planet, Kronos, which I have seen. This one I haven't, but I really, really, really want to see it.
Dude, yeah.
Because of the title. The whole title is Saga of the Viking Women and Their Voyage to the Waters of the Great Sea Serpent. So I have to see this movie just for the title.
Yes. I'm with it.
And the artwork.
Yes.
It makes looking like being a Viking looks fun. So he wrote
the rear projection in that movie.
It looks blonde for sure.
There's some rears were projected in that movie. That's true. So this was also co-written by a guy called Alan Adler, who's an American author blacklisted during the McCarthy era, not because he was just crap, but because he was a communist. Only other screen credit he has is for this film, The Great Behemoth, or Behemoth, however you want to pronounce it. Some people say Behemoth, which I've never seen and probably never will. It does look like it's set in London, though. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I see Big Ben.
Yeah.
Coming down.
Yeah. So that was the two story writers. The original title was Fatal Planet. And it was set on the planet Mercury in the far future of 1972.
Wow.
1976, actually, I remember because it was my birthday year.
So the final version was a slightly more plausible 23rd century, but
yeah.
The screenplay was Cyril Hume. He's obviously, that's why he's a screenplay author. He doesn't look like a movie star.
Any relation to Marty Feldman? Just curious.
He could be looking at him. American novelist and screenwriter, but he had much more of an in-depth resume as a writer. He wrote the original Tarzan the Ape Man, which we all saw many times as a kid.
Johnny Weissmuller.
Yeah, Johnny Weissmuller and Maureen O'Sullivan.
The Olympian.
Yeah. Flying Down to Rio was another movie he did. So he did quite a few popular movies in his time. The original Ransom, not the Mel Gibson one, although he's credited on the story for the Mel Gibson one, which stars Leslie Nielsen.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. And he also wrote The Invisible Boy, which we saw earlier. So he had a bit more gravitas to his writing than the story writers. So he tidied up the screenplay quite a bit. Leslie Nielsen plays Commander John J. Adams. Very Canadian looking, isn't he?
And
he looks like he's ready to beat your ass, is what he looks like.
Good Canadian kid, born in Saskatchewan. Born in Saskatchewan, raised in the Northwest Territories. He appeared in over 100 movies and 150 TV shows over 60 years.
Yeah.
And he became known as the Laurence Olivier of spoofs in later years.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're not going to talk about his later career because we've talked about it many times, but this is my favorite movie.
Of course it is.
It's his most famous work, and it's my favorite movie, The Sheepman.
And he's always being overshadowed by Glenn Ford.
Yes,
what's going on here?
Can't do that damn Glenn Ford. That fucker. Shirley MacLaine was in that one. I didn't realise she'd been around so long. But do you know that he was legally deaf, Leslie Nielsen? Wore hearing aids most of his life.
Wow.
Legally deaf. But The Sheepman is, of course, the greatest movie ever made, without question.
Is it a happy ending for the sheep?
It's a happy ending.
It's a biography of Brian before he was even born.
It's a happy ending for Glenn Ford. He was given a choice between the sheep and Shirley MacLaine.
She's been reincarnated too many times. So
that's right. His first TV appearance in 1950 was in a show called Studio One opposite Charlton Heston, who he later starred with in this movie, Counterpoint. So he worked with Charlton Heston in 1950, and then many years later, it's not a movie I've ever seen, but it appears to have Germans in it. I don't know what Charlton Heston's wearing there. Looks like he's a vampire.
He looks like the Phantom of the Yahtzee party there.
Phantom of the Yahtzee party. Don't be stupid. Don't be a phantom in the Nazi party. Walter Pidgeon, another good Canadian kid. I don't know why I've got the Vagabond King here. I must have missed something.
Uh-oh. Look out.
Look out. Oh, there he is. Walter Pidgeon. We'll have to go back to that one. Dr. Edward Morbius, the Prospero figure, obviously another good Canadian kid, but this time from the other side of the country, New Brunswick, had been a major movie star since the 1940s, and he had actually appeared in movies as far back as the silent era. So he was very lucky he could actually speak.
You know, after looking at this picture, I'm sitting here thinking, and we watch this movie and everything. Is it me, or did the people that made the black hole just do the entire thing like Forbidden Planet?
Well, there's a Shakespearean movie as well, a Prospero figure.
Right.
Et cetera,
Prospero and...
Maximilian Schell looked just like that. I mean, you know, if you really look at it, he looked just like that in that movie.
But there's Walter Pidgeon back in the silent era. Obviously, he appeared in The Vagabond King, although his name isn't mentioned there. I might be getting that wrong. Oh, no, it was Leslie Nielsen appeared in that, I think.
Yep.
He hated Michael... No, or was that one of them appeared in it, and they hated Michael Curtiz, the director. This is one of his earlier movies, which is actually... I have seen it a couple of times. It's a John Wayne movie, Dark Command. It's actually about the... the same guys that are in Tombstone. Quantel's Raiders.
Okay. All
Quantel's Raiders, yep.
Okay.
So it's one of the early stabs at the sort of Quantel Raiders. Quantrill, I can never pronounce that. And he had some Oscar nominations. Mrs. Miniver was one. But also... later, appear in another genre classic, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Love
which
it.
we mentioned when we did Back to the Beach, because Frankie Avalon was in it.
So was he? I love that, but he sings that, or what does it say? Oh,
he does sing. He sings the song "Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea." I mean, what a strange title for a song in this movie.
And a great TV show later on too. Yeah.
Oh, Smile X.
Just look at that name up top, right above the title, Irwin Allen. If he's attached, it's good stuff, baby.
Smile X. That's what our dog Ivy is like. She's 7 months old in a couple of days, and she could be out in the backyard, miles away from the kitchen. I'll open the fridge, and she's immediately in the house. It's incredible how they do that.
Hey, I'm sorry, lads. I gotta run.
Christopher, I'm gonna miss you.
I hope to join you for longer for another show. It's just been such a crazy week, but I had to come and be on the Forbidden Planet show.
Well, you're welcome anytime, mate. And thank you for being
so
here.
much for having me, guys.
Anything you want to plug?
Hey, watch. Oh, of course, my dog's gonna bark at this period.
The fridge
of time.
door open somewhere.
Yeah, it's yeah, check out my movie, The Quantum Terror is on Tubi right now. It's a horror movie that instead of being based on Freudian psychology is based on Carl Jung's psychology. So it kind of fits in with this. And then
young ones.
This calls for a combination of extreme violence and psychology.
And look out for if you please check out the Christopher Moonlight Productions YouTube channel and of course my Substack, where I'm posting constantly about making Escape from Planet Omega 12, which is like a combination of Forbidden Planet, original series Star Trek style sci-fi, Robinson Crusoe on Mars, with a little bit of like a 70s grindhouse twist, and it's animated, but it also has practical effects in it. So I'm going crazy with stuff.
I'm just not impressed that you ripped off Escape from Omega 11 for that.
Well, it's an homage to the Omega 13 from Galaxy Quest.
Oh, I was close.
There you go.
Anyway,
right,
gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm sorry I have to run out on you. I've been enjoying this conversation immensely, and thanks to everybody in the chat.
It's a pleasure.
Great to see you, Oos. Great to see you.
Pleasure.
All right, take care, guys.
To see you.
Take care, brother.
It's a total pleasure. Yeah, good to see you, mate.
Yep.
Well, nice. That was nice.
Love Chris. Don't get to see him enough, man. He's always busy. He's always busy working.
I'm hoping he'll come back for more.
Yep.
We'd love to have him back. So, I mean, it's great having Mark here, but Christopher's a real guest, you know.
He's the
Just
real deal.
kidding,
God.
Mark.
He's making movies, man.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
He is making movies. He's a very cool guy. Very cool. He's got his mother's a wonderful woman too. Put me in touch with all sorts of roadies and rockers and whatever.
That's awesome.
So anyway, there he is, Voice of the Bottom of the Sea. And the Vagabond King was Leslie Nielsen's first major movie, and it landed him the part in Forbidden Planet because they.
Okay.
So, to the main event, Anne Francis, Altair Morbius, the Miranda figure, and the only woman in the movie. Well, the only one we know about. You never know what's under the trousers of the 18 guys on the spaceship. Here she is in one of her more modest roles. She had a number of supporting roles from 1947 onwards, including the we'll show this picture first. Very classy looking woman. The
girl was gorgeous.
Swing.
Yep.
Well, Lord Thoth has got the 70s rock fan T-shirt on. Is it the Canon Film Club one? I think it is. Can't remember which one it is. Nice. It might be the 70s one or the Canon one. I must get around to trying to sell these things. So anyway, the lovely Anne Francis, she was in this marvelous movie, which if you've never seen it, you should. Bad Day at Black Rock. Bit of a noir, kind of Western.
Just the way it happened.
It kind of reminds you of the later Fistful type movies and Clint Eastwood movies. Very similar idea. So, a great cast. She's a big part of that movie. I didn't know about this show. Has anyone ever heard of this TV show?
No. But that looks very much like a 60s comic book.
Well,
that's for
like
sure.
An Avengers type.
So that's funny you should say that, because this is a TV show that she had for one season called Honey West, and they cancelled it after one season, not because it wasn't popular, but because it cost a lot, and The Avengers was on now with Diana Rigg.
Really?
And it was just too similar, even though this one...
that's what I just guessed. It looks like Avengers.
So
it does.
So poor Anne Francis lost out kind of because of that. This was a show that she... I'm going to have to look out some episodes, because apparently it looks good. I mean, the look of it. Because she did a lot of TV in later years. She was on The Virginian, which a lot of the cast in this show did guest parts on that, and James Drury in the cast of this show was the Virginian in that Western. So they all got reunions in that show over the years. But she did The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I think Honey West might have been in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. actually, and then it was a spin-off.
Wow, not a crossover. What?
Crossover. So
did you see the price of that comic book though? It's 12 cents.
12 cents. Yeah. And it was worth every one of them.
You know it.
So Warren Stevens played Lieutenant Doc Ostro, the Dr. McCoy of the piece. He was indeed, in fact, and he's the one in the middle. He was in Star Trek.
Yeah, I was fixing to say that guy was in a lot of things in the 60s.
A lot of TV, by any other name.
A lot of westerns,
hundreds of TV shows. You see these guys all the time. His first movie was The Frogmen, which is like the first real attempt to talk about the naval underwater warfare type guys, underwater commandos, which became the SEALs, I guess, in the end. But
eventually.
So he was in that movie back in '49, I think that was. And then did a lot of TV. He was in Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, Time Tunnel, and The Virginian, again with James Drury, who we'll talk about later. So the guy next to him with the goofy smile is actually a guy called Jack Kelly, Lieutenant Jerry Farman. He is best known for later playing Bart Maverick in the TV show Maverick. I never realised there was 3 Mavericks. There's Bart, Brett, and Roger Moore. I didn't realise Roger Moore was in Maverick, playing one of the 3 brothers.
Huh.
It was before
I never watched Maverick. Alias Smith and Jones was the one that I watched as a kid.
Some of the cast of this were in the Alias Smith and Jones later too. If you look down their lists, Alias Smith and Jones, I loved that show. So they all kind of circulated around the same shows in later years. There it is with James Garner. And then, of course, Roger Moore joined the show at one point for a couple of years, so before Pre-Descent. Now, the next guy is very familiar. Earl Holliman plays the cook, and that's his only name, Cook. He's the cook.
Wow.
He's one of those guys that you see him, and I've seen that guy before. You can't quite put your finger on it.
Wasn't he the Angie Dickinson's boss on Policewoman? What?
He was Angie Dickinson's boss on Policewoman.
I thought that was the first time I'd seen him. Yeah.
So he was in a ton of movies. You can see him here. I can't remember what movie that is, but I got the picture of it. It's
got William Holden.
It's William Holden. That's correct. Bridges at Tokori. That's it.
What's that dwarf's name next to him? I forget his name all the time.
Well, that's Elizabeth Taylor's pal. She was their big friends, Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, Mickey Rooney. That's
big
it.
Friend of Elizabeth
I have a mental block on his name for some reason. I never can remember it. I keep wanting to say Spencer Tracy for some reason. I know that's wrong.
He was also in Gunfight at the OK Corral. He was Burt Lancaster's sidekick. You can see him there. So you'll see him all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
Earl Holliman was around for a long time. Yep.
Policewoman, which is a show I watched as a kid.
I watched that show. Hell yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah.
Hot chick with a gun.
Andy
That's what I'm
Dickinson.
talking about.
Yeah, so a well-known guy. He was also in Sharky's Machine years later, which is a great movie if you've never seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel Ward.
One of my favorite Burt Reynolds movies. Yep.
I forgot Rachel Ward was in it. Music by Snuff Garrett. Richard Anderson, Chief Quinn, who meets an unfortunate off-camera end in this movie.
But we can rebuild him.
We can rebuild him.
We can rebuild him, that's right.
Not with this budget. There's only $2 million. So obviously Oscar Goldman in this and the Bionic Woman.
Right. We're going to have to bring this in under budget. We're going to have to put you in a wheelchair. But we'll give you the arm and the eye.
So I mentioned James Drury as Crewman Strong. He later became the lead in The Virginian, which I loved this Western as a kid, The Virginian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it was on for years, and just about everybody, like DeForest Kelley, tons of people were in it.
Mm-hmm.
Doug McClure ended up being in it too, I think, in later years. It was such a good show, such a good Western. So James Drury, and virtually all of the cast of this film ended up in guest parts in this.
Imagine
in The Virginian
that.
later.
Right.
Hey, Smilex has become gifted by Monty Montgomery. Well, thank you, Monty, for gifting a membership. That is very, very, very good of you. And Smilex is the happy recipient. Thank you very much, Monty. I appreciate that very much. I think we're going to have to play you a clip from this movie to thank you. Let's try... So thank you.
That is so wild.
Thank you very much, Monty. And Smilex, you can now use all those great emojis that I set up, as everybody could that's a member in the chat. They're all there to be used.
I use them.
Yeah, no. There's so Drury became a big star later in TV. Then Robbie the Robot played himself.
Yes.
The hardest working robot in Hollywood, voiced by a guy called Marvin Miller.
With a built-in replicator. What's up? Before Star Trek.
Yeah. Never mind I have to go up to the replicator room to get something. Right there. Cost $125,000 to make him.
Wow.
$125,000.
Back then?
This film was went over its budget by double. Super strong, can manufacture almost anything, and has blockers built in to avoid harming humans, which is an important plot point. Had a career of his own, and he's in dozens of things. I made a list of them, and there's just too many to mention, but he was obviously in The Invisible Boy, dozens of TV shows, movies, commercials, Lost in Space, obviously he was in Heavy Metal. There he is, manning the hot dog stand.
Yeah. You gotta be kidding me.
And Monty Montgomery has become a high sticker member. Thank you very much, Monty. I'm very happy to have you aboard. Members are so important to keeping me going. Little old retired guy doing this keeps me going. Thank you very much, Monty. This is my high sticker video here.
What is high sticking?
High sticking happen when the guy take the stick, when he go like that. You don't do that.
You don't do that?
Oh, no, never, never.
Why not?
Against the rules.
You're just some English pig with no brain.
So thank you, Monty. Welcome aboard, Monty. It's very, very good to see you. Hope you enjoy the content on the channel, and thank you for supporting it. But yeah, so Robbie had a big career. I didn't realize he was in heavy metal till I made a list of everything he was in.
Wow. Was he in the Brady Bunch?
He was. I mean, the list goes on. There's tons.
Right, it's crazy,
there's some of the shows he's just
Gilligan's
standing in the
Island.
background as a prop, and other shows
Right.
he's actually.
Yeah.
There is if you go out there, there's a full list. He had a better career than anybody else.
More appearances than anyone.
Oh, he was actually, sorry, I moved on a bit, but he was actually designed largely by a guy called Robert Kinoshita, who also designed the robot in Lost in Space.
Yeah.
So that's why they look similar. And of course, Robbie appeared in 2 episodes of that show as 2 different characters because he was versatile.
Yeah, but it's a great actor. My Robbie's broken, unfortunately. I changed the batteries, but
Right.
this is actually clobbering times, Robbie. That
look at
that.
that. Oh, hang on. Dr. Jones is back.
Nice.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, good. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming back.
That's
I had to go
badass,
I had to go pick up my daughter from school. Sorry.
Oh, right. You mean you couldn't just leave her standing outside on the curb for the sake
didn't
of the
make
show?
her walk?
Where's your dedication?
Priorities! Priorities, Doc!
It was an emergency call. She was like, "You need to pick me up," and I'm like, "All right." So.
You got to do it, man. You got to do it. But that's a beautiful robot. That is.
Yeah, this is actually
badass.
clobbering times, as I said.
Now
but it's
you
not-
know.
I changed the batteries, but he's not working. Maybe
You
I
know
need
what?
radioactive
Well,
batteries.
don't send me that one for Christmas. Send me one that works.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, Robbie the Robot, big career. The monster is not a human actor or voice character, but still important presence in the movie. The Caliban character with some fantastic effects. It's actually got a little goatee on it if you look closely. Somebody pointed that out in the making of. They put a goatee beard on it because it's obviously Morbius.
You sure that's not the inside of the mouth? That looks
No,
like it's
no,
the
they
inside
said
of
they
the mouth.
deliberately put a little bit of a goatee on it if you
Okay.
look closely.
All right.
So the director of photography is a guy called George Folsey, Hollywood veteran who started way back in 1919. And he did dozens of movies. 7 Brides for 7 Brothers was one that he filmed.
Great movie.
He also filmed I Passed for White. He was the cinematographer on that. And that
I can't get over that title, man.
And now
Come on.
I passed for unemployed after that.
All I can think of is the Cotton Club. If you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about.
I
It's-
do.
Yeah, God,
But
man.
funnily enough, his son, we all know very well, George Folsey Jr. was the cinematographer for Animal House, The Blues Brothers, and Coming to America.
Wow.
So his son had a ton of success as a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Sets were designed by Cedric Gibbons and Arthur Lonergan. Lonergan was the art director.
As
On
Ryan
the-
Reynolds would say, the real heroes here.
That's right. All done on the MGM lot, filmed entirely indoors. But Lonergan very cleverly built the sets way larger than budgeted, and by the time the studio found out, it was too late and they had to keep going. So he got double the budget in the end.
We got too much money into it. We got to go. Gotta
Smart
make some of it
bastard.
back.
And the Starship was a 40-50 foot mock-up with a large cyclorama behind it. And apparently, as I said, the cast found it extremely immersive to be in. And then they made the electric vehicle, the passenger vehicle, the tractor crane vehicle was another thing they did. I mean, you can make entire shows about the effects and the sets
Yeah,
on
it's
this.
so well done.
Yeah. You've got the animated effects that Joshua Meader did on loan from Disney. So that's things like the landing of the ship, of the melting of the door, the ray gun shots, the mind, the creation out of the mind here, the disintegrate, the monster scenes and all that. So fabulous, fabulous stuff. brilliantly done. Good stuff. So
Yeah, they're talking about the matte paintings in the chat, and yeah, I mean, these things in a lot of these older shows are just, they set the whole tone, man, for the whole thing. They really do. Those artists that made those things were just exceptional at what they did.
Yeah. Well, they were. So we'll flip through the. I mean, these are a little bit long. We might have to speed through them a little quicker because we're overrunning. I always thought we would, and you've got a show after, Joe, haven't you?
Yeah, I do. Don't worry, I'll get out of here in plenty of time. You just take your time and do your show. But look, you could do a 4-hour show on Forbidden Planet easy.
I actually cut this down. I had double the number. I had double the notes, and I cut them in half. 'Cause it was just gonna be...
Yeah.
So here we are in the movie. So it's shot. You can see immediately it's shot in CinemaScope and color. It looks fantastic. And it's set on another planet. There's no Earth shots. It's all set on another planet.
Yeah.
You've got the music that we mentioned, the electronic tonalities. You can't go anywhere in space, as I said, without hearing electronic music now. If you go to Mars, they'll be going, "What's that noise?"
Yeah.
It's Kraftwerker in the ship behind
It's
them.
all that high-pitched background noise. What the hell is this?
And what's great about this is, I mean, this stuff actually doesn't look bad. I mean, obviously it's pre-digital era, but it looks better than some of the cheesy crap you'd get in other movies. This stuff looks great. Like, it's attempting to look somewhat realistic.
This thing is a slice of Hollywood history, is what it is, and it's never going to go out of style. Look at that right there. That is awesome. That visual right there is badass, man.
Yeah. And
You could hang any piece of this movie on a wall, and people would just be blown away when they walk in your house and see
he
it.
references that there as well. He said, our ship can create its own eclipse because it positioned itself to have an eclipse as it's coming in to Altair IV.
Well, I too, like Star Trek, borrows heavily from this, but in terms of, being a militaristic Navy, nomenclature, and it doesn't look far out. It looks practical. I mean, it's, maybe by today's standards, it'll look hokey, but it doesn't look like it's going to fall apart. It looks like it's actually something you could use.
So just thinking of this, it's the 23rd century, and obviously representation in DEI has been removed from society because it's all white Canadian and American males.
And we've also obviously reverse engineered all this stuff because we're in a flying saucer. I mean,
it's like the humans are in the flying saucer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They reverse engineered it.
Come on, we built flying saucers.
The C57D. Well, the CIA built these ones especially. But this influenced so much stuff going forward. Countless movies. And they're going to the colony to check why it's gone quiet. Now, that means as well as discovering how to travel faster than light in a spaceship, they must have discovered how to communicate faster than light. Otherwise, how would they know they're out of touch?
These shots remind me of the opening of Alien.
Yeah. What I like about this shot is that Leslie Nielsen's crooning into the microphone. He's singing some kind of...
Right.
I get it.
Well, I mean, just the compositions of the shots. I mean, I'm seeing Alien all over the place. The way when they approach the planet.
Yeah.
I've forgotten about Alien.
The establishing shots you're talking about. Yeah.
So like when they leave the Nostromo and they head down to LV 426, just the planets and the environment. I'm sorry, Brian. I don't know.
No, go ahead, man.
Man.
Go on an aside, because the one thing about the '79 version of Alien that I always loved was like the cinematography and the models of the planets and the eeriness. And I think for a '50s, this is kind of like the '50s version of that.
Well, there again, what was the artist's name that did all of that stuff? Was it
Geiger?
Was it Geiger? Yeah,
H.R. Geiger. Yeah.
You can't say he wasn't influenced by stuff like this. I mean, my gosh, man.
Absolutely. Well, that's true. That, as I said, that no representation. HR departments have clearly been abolished in the future because the men are all slobbering misogynists chasing after the young girl.
No, but
Brian,
aren't they?
Brian, if you freeze his frame, it's LV 426 from Alien. Like,
it could be, yeah.
I mean, just the way it's shot. I mean, it's really good.
Yeah, we watched a little bit of this clip earlier of them coming in. I couldn't do it all because of copyright. I just cut little bits of it, and it does look so good coming in.
Weren't the men all in relationships with each other back then?
Well, they could have been. You see, and it is the Navy. So the United
The
Planets
Navy.
Navy. United Planets ruled by white male Americans and Canadians. But you know.
In the Navy.
They knew they were out of touch because Hall & Oates told them.
Oh, God.
There's no Hall & Oates in the 23rd century.
You can sail the 7 star coordinates. you
Right,
know.
that's right. In the
You can put your mind at
Navy.
ease.
I've heard, yeah, that's right. I've heard things you people wouldn't believe. Klaus Schutz's tones blasting over the shoulder of Orion. Electronic music is the only thing that will survive to the 23rd century.
That's it.
Imagine landing on a planet and you just hear, "We are the robots."
Yeah. So yes, the one thing, otherwise our French Canadians who would have given up already.
No kidding.
Ouch.
They've been making love with their faces. Canadians.
Oh, man.
To be fair, there's only 2 Canadians we know of, Leslie Nielsen and Walter Pidgeon.
I just want to know why he keeps trimming his nose. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought he was crooning into the mic. He was singing, "I get a kick out of you" or something. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is just so cool. This whole thing,
And
man.
that truck there, yeah. See that?
Oh.
That copy
Yeah.
of that truck, right?
Oh,
The
there,
robot.
yeah.
There you go.
The other,
right?
the other.
Wait a
thing
minute.
wa-
Now I recognize that friggin' thing. That's from the Jetsons. That's the
Jetsons.
robot from the Jetsons.
Yes.
The maid.
But yeah, they copied her. Yeah. Everyone needs
telling you.
a robot made, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know,
It's like
classic radiation truck.
that was bugging me. I said Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute.
Jetsons.
That's,
Yeah, good
I
point.
do have to say, by the way, that there was a science fiction trope when they were just before they came into land, in that Leslie Nielsen says, "Reverse the polarity."
yeah.
What does that mean? They always say that. Reverse the polarity.
You want all the electricity to run backwards now?
That's
What are you
right.
doing?
Yeah, that'll solve the problem. Just reverse the polarity. Music they made. So there they are, nonplussed. Now, at least this planet has an oxygen breathable atmosphere
Yeah, they're lucky
and a
about
large
that, right?
stone fish. And it's got tons of food and great architecture.
You know, the terrain would make you think that you couldn't grow shit there,
Well,
and
it's
he's got a
dry.
bowl full of fruit, dude.
It's dry. I mean, there must be a lot of water somewhere because it's a
Gotta be.
dry-looking planet. But
They have replicators.
That's it. He's replicating all the food.
I noticed that one thing about the ship as well is that yes, they had a cook, but they also had a barber because they've all got really well done hair on the ship. So they must have been a full.
Robbie can do anything.
Well, you could stick their head in his replicator and it'll give them any haircut they want. What to style my? I'd love a house like. In fact, if you go to Palm Springs, you'll probably find houses like this because there's a lot of 50s type decor there and some
Yeah,
beautiful 50s
no
houses.
doubt, right?
Well, even in parts of Vegas, if you drive around near the strip.
No
houses
straight
like
lines.
that.
Everything's slanted.
That's right. Yeah, it works in the desert. These houses work. Now, these guys, I have to say, are very trusting. He sticks his hand in the replicator, then he allows the robot to point his gun at him, and he says, "Fire." He's just standing there, Leslie Nielsen, like, "Yeah, I know this will work." Like, no. Stick your head in my replicator. It's Smilex's chat up line. That's funny. But I mean, we're laughing, but it is funny. It's good. It's funny, but it's good. They always call them blasters. He says, "Give me your blaster."
Yeah.
Why are guns in science fiction movies always called blasters?
Because of this movie?
It doesn't say, "Give me your polywobble oscillator."
They didn't invent the phaser yet.
No, they
Not
hadn't
yet,
invented the phaser
They
yet.
hadn't
Yeah.
invented the phaser. But I do like the way Pidgeon is a great actor, and he does play Morbius with some great gravitas. And he's whilst he's kind of menacing, he doesn't do it in a kind of overtly threatening way.
He looks
He's
like the
got
master.
land yeah, he's a great actor. He has gravitas, which works. Unlike the spaceship, which had gravity, not gravitas. And how they did that, they never explained. Where's the gravity come from on the spaceship? Anyway, they never answer that one.
It's
Except by-
spinning around.
It's spinning, bro.
It's spinning. That's true. That very good point. It was spinning. Yep. That's why they all got sick as soon as they stepped
Right.
off it. So he warns them not to land. He says, you'll regret it. Don't land. And he does explain. And then, of course, the crew, Anne Francis turns out, and the crew immediately turn into slobbering, misogynist girl chasers, young girl chasers. She seems...
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
He's only interested in the sheep.
Yeah, for the subspace wombulator. Nice beaver. It's funny how she's never met another human except her father, and yet she seems pretty damn comfortable with other humans coming into the place. She speaks in the same language they do, with the same slang and idioms, etc., etc., etc. She's fairly well socialized for a woman who's never set foot out of this house, probably. And she walks around in skimpy clothing. Only her father and a robot are there. And I'm a bit suspicious about the robot.
Yeah, I don't think I'd let my daughter walk around like that.
Yeah. But Robbie says, I can make you more...
Around a bunch of Navy men? No, that wouldn't be happening.
But while she was there with just her father and Robbie, was Robbie suggesting you could make her even skimpier clothing? Was he fully functional like Data?
I don't think so, no. Don't think so. Yep.
It's right.
Too much.
Snorty. This show's going to get cancelled pretty quickly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I like Snorty's latest chat. It's going to come at me. I've never met a human other than my daddy. You have penis too. We're all going to hell.
Yeah, we are.
Well, that's how it is in their family.
All right.
She's not a sheep. Why would anybody be the slightest bit interested in her? I notice of all the animals they never have a sheep. What's wrong
They
with
got
them?
an oasis with a pond right in the middle of everything.
They'll be fine. They're Navy men. They're only interested in each other. So
she'll be fine.
So one of the things that I found interesting, they did explain in the plot, thankfully, was that all these animals and plants were collected by the Krell and brought back to this planet. So they had visited Earth. They never go explore that any further, but the Krell had visited Earth.
Maybe they seeded Earth.
Maybe women and semen.
So is this a beginning of terraforming of this planet?
Well,
is that what's going on here?
Well, 3 rampant opens. Well, you got to do something on a 4-year interstellar voyage, haven't you? Yeah, there was no sheep, no Scottish on board the cruise, so there was no sheep.
Yeah, they didn't have Netflix there.
I mean, Leslie Nielsen had a moose, but that was it. So they never explore that the Krell must have. He said the Krell visited Earth, collected that stuff, and brought it back. Maybe life on Earth is due to the Krell. Who knows? Well, no,
Who
they
knows,
collected
man?
life. No, they couldn't be.
Don't you hate it when they leave a hanging Chad in a story like that?
Yeah.
It's like,
Maybe
here
Ridley
it
Scott
is,
can
but
do a prequel.
No, the life
right.
existed already. The Krell didn't seed it, but they did bring some back, which is very fortunate for Morbius. I want to call him Mobius, like he's going to strip. Morbius. And where were they before he arrived? Because they died out many years ago. So that wildlife was just wandering around on a desolate planet. I don't know. There's a few loose ends there, but it's better tied up than most 50s movies. So
I'm just wondering why on the little scooter there they've got huge hair dryers blowing right straight in their face. What's the deal here?
The Krell women were about 18 feet tall, so those were for their breasts.
Yeah, we never see a Krell, do you? Right?
It's a milking machine.
So that's for the Krell women to protect them.
Oh, good Lord.
I love this. This is so true, Smilex. There'd be a whole Krell trilogy if Ridley Scott had directed this.
Right? Oh, my God.
The whole origins of the Krell. Yeah.
Thank God that new Alien Earth series was just so intelligent, right?
Yeah.
Buddy, Mark, I got to tell you, I have not watched an Alien product, period, since the third movie. Ever since they made that piece of garbage, I have never watched any of the rest
Prometheus
of it.
was okay, but everything else has been crap.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I like
No,
Prometheus.
thanks.
So
1 and 2 are badass, but the rest of it, yeah, you can
So I
keep
forgot
it.
to say that the Morbius was explaining what happened to the rest of the crew on his ship, and he said they were all killed by the Krell. And I wrote down here in my notes, and I can't remember why. The symptoms of, because somebody asked, well, what killed him? Well, symptoms were being torn apart limb by limb.
Right.
that was the symptoms.
Arms being ripped out of sockets.
Not much of a cure for that, yes.
Yeah.
And Robbie claimed that he ran out of materials for that dress, I guess, so that's why it's so short.
Yeah. So Farman here puts the moves on her within seconds. I mean, this guy's in.
Yeah.
It's like seconds after meeting her, he's putting the
Bam.
moves on her. And she can tame beasts.
I think they would have like Pornhub on the ship or something.
Well, the other thing was that when Leslie Nielsen shows a video image of her to the crew, somebody wolf whistles. I thought, well, there's definitely no HR department on that ship.
Now, wait a minute. What year was this?
56.
56. So was Playboy even out then? I don't think it was.
Oh, that's
it was a
early
product
60s,
of the
I think.
60s,
No,
wasn't
I
it?
think was, no. Playboy started in the early 50s, I think.
Really?
Marilyn Monroe was the first cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
53,
All right, okay.
52, 53. There's spikes.
Okay. So the sexual revolution was underway
Oh,
then.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
The cook, we saw the stuff with the cook. He's the comic relief. Earl Holland's the comic relief in this, and he figures out pretty quickly Robbie can make anything. So he has some black market needs. 60 gallons of bourbon.
Wow.
Is that the best you could think of? I'd be saying, can you make me a few gold bars?
Dude.
Diamonds.
Diamonds, gold bars.
Star sapphires.
This
Those
is
take
funny.
a week, though.
Leslie Nielsen wants her to put more clothes on. He's the only man on the ship that's demanding that. Put more clothes on.
Yikes. But he's the captain. He's trying to keep his crew in line, man.
Yeah, so they've got this whole innocence and subplot around finding out about romance and innocence, and he's the disciplined for like until he realizes he's in with a shot. He's the disciplined one. There's 18 he reveals there's 18 male crew members, average age 24.6 years.
That's pretty specific.
It is. He says it in the script. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Robbie's explaining that it's easier to make a dress with diamonds than it is whatever she wants because they're easier to make. So
Star sapphires take too long to make.
They take a week to make. Diamonds I can do tomorrow.
Diamonds are forever.
Because obviously compressing carbon to that level is much easier to make. So now we get into a little bit of the suspense. Somebody's willy is suspended in disbelief. They've got a guard out, but something sneaks in. I loved this, that you never saw it. You just heard it. The camera follows it. And it does some... At this point, all it does is some damage. I don't think it hurts anybody. Because Morbius didn't want them to be here. And as we discover, it's all about what his wants and desires, his dark side. He's trying to scare them away. So he damages the polywobble oscillator, which will make the rotating flange will not work properly, so they won't be able to take off. Must be some kind of rotating plunger. And he tells these guys off, and yet they didn't see anything. It's not their fault. Now this is great because this guy comes to him, Richard Anderson comes and says, "I've invented this new type of clarinet." I always thought that's what he should have said, though. How can we make more booze? We'll just ask Robbie.
Yeah, this is his new piece for the gin. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yes.
For the still? For the gin still?
Yeah.
My still. Oh, there's the tractor, trailer, crane, lifter thingy that the other vehicle they created for this. And it does look a bit industrial. But yeah,
I mean, especially I can imagine as a kid back then, or how much you'd look up to this movie because it does seem a little dated. I think it's phenomenal, but if a kid watch it today, they'd think it's a little dated. But could you imagine back then, the tech and the special effects on a good?
Oh, I'm sure it blew people away.
Yeah,
it was probably just like the first time we ever saw that first Star Destroyer in Star Wars. It's probably the same effect it had.
Yeah, because I remember seeing this for the first time on VHS, probably in the 80s, and just how this is just so good.
I saw it on TV in the 60s, and it was just like, wow. God, this is great. There's where he says, I never brought a bathing suit. What's a bathing suit?
Yeah.
Hello.
Scandalous for back then too. I guess we got away with it because it's the the girl, innocent girl on on the Forbidden Planet. But could you imagine if we did this in a setting? I mean, my mom, when she went to dances back then, the nuns at the school, they'd measure how far up, how much of your ankles were showing. So
Yeah, and that was for the guys.
Yeah.
Hang on, I got another clip to play.
Welcome to Altair IV, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence.
Those boobs must have been enormous.
And that was a self-driving car before Tesla.
It was, and look how fast it was supposed to be going.
Yeah.
That's why they needed the big round thing against it. Born to be wild. So they're, he's becoming a little bit smitten.
Smitten?
Didn't take him long.
Wouldn't take anybody long if they're a red-blooded male. I mean, good Lord.
You can imagine Kirk in the same position, can't you?
Dude, Kirk would have whisked her away already, dude.
Kirk would already have bedded her twice.
I mean, yeah.
And discarded
been done with it first day. You kidding me?
And discarded her.
Yep, and moving on to the next.
And he shoots a tiger here with his blaster.
Not the blaster.
Not the blaster.
Master Blaster.
Yeah. So they start poking around, and they find stuff.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
Yeah. I do like when they get to his office and Morbius comes and he says, well, gentlemen, the silver is in the dining room if you want to steal that too, whatever. So, exposition.
Yes. Tons of it.
Yeah. He starts to reveal what he really found here. And he's going to show them around. Which is where we start to get quite impressive. Is there a monster in here made of rocks that McCoy will have to heal?
Right. Oh, wrong show.
Wrong show.
We got a super chat.
Eric K. Our dear friend Eric K. Oh, thank you, buddy. $2 from Eric K. I would start poking around too. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that super chat very much. You're top man. You're going to have this one.
Whiskey.
Scotch? Aye.
Would you care for a wee nip of Scotch whiskey?
There you go. Never mind Shakespeare. Star Trek was a show about whiskey. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that, buddy.
They sure don't shy away from alcohol use on Star Trek. That's for sure.
Morbius spends a lot of time at hippie craft fairs.
I mean, one of the characters is an alcoholic, right?
Smilex is killing it today. You're killing it, man. Well, Fu Man Blue's here. Good to see you, Fu Man Blue. Tim, good to see you, buddy. What he found was that they wiped out the Klingons around Uranus. Or Uranus, as it's supposed to be pronounced. The Klingon must have been very wide and short. They were. Those doors are for wide and short. I'm pretty sure they reused those doors in Star Trek as well. They look like the doors that Pike would have gone through in the pilot episode.
The actor in the middle was in Star Trek. Oh, what was his name? Rojan. One of the actors. I can't.
Right. We showed that one.
There's like the spears
Walter,
and he crushes one.
Walter, William. Hang on.
Oh, that's
Jesus. It was Warren Stevens, the doctor
Warren
there.
Stevens.
He was in By Any Other Name.
Yep.
That episode. A lot of the others were too, to be honest. They all went around the same 60s TV shows after this. So this is a funny sequence because he's showing his use of the Krell mind machine, and he also reveals that he's had his IQ doubled by using it. And he gets the other two to try it. Leslie Nielsen just can barely lift it. He goes, "Why, you don't need an IQ to be a spaceship commander, just a loud voice." Which I thought was pretty. Talk about a dig. To put a dig in. Yeah, the Doc is a little bit better off, but Nielsen's like, nah, he doesn't even blip.
Right.
It's the Navy. I'm surprised it even moved at all. Jeez.
No.
Are they really? I guess they are the Navy. It's the planetary, whatever he says. United Planets Space Force. The first thing they think about is the girl. Well, Morbius has got his own daughter's image that he draws up there. I mean, that's a bit unhealthy, I think.
Yeah. The outfits and
Yeah.
dude has
Indeed.
problems.
He has problems. But it's so Morbius is not only does he resent the crew being there, although he's not overtly bad about it, he resents his daughter mixing with them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Fu Man Blue just subscribed. Thank you, sir. We are up to 2,004 subscribers. I think we're getting there. Up to 2,204. Sorry.
Nice.
Nice.
Not that the numbers count, but it's nice to get a little cushion above the 2,200 mark. So thank you, Fu Man Blue. Hope you check everything else out on the channel. We've got about 900 videos and live streams up there now. I should get a life.
Oh.
Now here's the stuff that many people, including myself, love the best about this movie. These fantastic matte background sets with the never-ending elevators.
Not to be confused with Star Wars.
Not to be confused with Star Wars. No, nothing. The bridge.
Nothing like that in Star Wars at all.
Nothing like that in Star Wars. There you see how small they look. They're walking over there, and then you've got obviously the dome, the things going up down the elevator. You've got unexplained lightning power going between. But I think he says there's something like so many hundred reactors, thermonuclear reactors. It's one big 20 mile by 20 mile machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it fixes itself, and it's all designed towards that machine they were using earlier, and the fact that it frees them from. They were doing something. This is the favorite shot. I love that shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. We're going to watch a little clip of that. If I can pick the right one.
miles on each side. For 2,000 centuries it has waited patiently here, tuning and lubricating itself.
So 2,000 centuries, 200,000 years? Am I calculating that right?
Makes me instantly think about the artifacts on Mars in Total Recall.
This is the most impressive stuff. It shows the power of that. You don't know if you see that so much in the matte backgrounds. Just
dude, I mean,
detail.
there's Empress Nim was saying that Babylon 5 took some inspiration for this. Look, every piece of science fiction after this took inspiration from this show. There's no doubt in my mind.
It lubricates itself.
Yeah, right. Self-lubricating.
Self-lubricating dildo.
That's very important. Yeah.
I bet you wish you could do that. Yeah, and then he shows them the power of the nuclear reactors, and the power. This thing can generate enough power to destroy a system, a solar system.
Enough gigawatts for time travel.
Indeed, enough gigawatts for time travel. Enough gigawatts to power sentient dildo.
And I love the the ending. As we get to that, when you finally realize who the monster is, and it's just such a great setup with all these the protection devices here and the shields and so high tech.
It is. The Krell can create matter out of thought. So as we discover later, that's a power that they probably shouldn't have explored. And here's the Coot discovering his. I mean, he wanted bourbon. Why didn't he want diamonds or gold bars? I guess it's the future. Nobody needs gold in the future. Everyone's Star Trek type future. Everyone's rich. Nobody cares. Nobody needs anything.
Yeah, nobody needs money. Yeah.
And then a big part of the first Star Trek Pilot of the Cage, of course, the Telosians, who, they've gone extinct with their race, and they're looking for humans and to, repropagate through species. And, of course, they can create illusions with their mind, right? They can, they're not creating the matter, but they kind of a similar idea where they're just creating stuff out of whole cloth.
Yeah, I want to. I'm just gonna. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it. Hang on, Vince. Vince has sent me a picture I want to show once we get past this. I love this stuff as a kid. The stairs bending. Just Vince has been talking over in. There we go. I found the link, Vince. A better image of the monster. I talked about it having a goatee. And that's what they said. I mean, it's just what they said in the making of. Let me pause this. Gigglewatts. That's a good one. Gigglewatts. Let me share.
Sure, he doesn't mean gigawatts.
So, I think you can see it there.
Yeah, you can see it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good. Yeah. Thanks, Vince, for sending that through.
Is that the Tasmanian devil?
It does look a bit like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. But unfortunately, I got to head out, guys, because I got a scout meeting tonight. So I got to take my leave. I got to transport out. But one of the all-time great movies. This is an A++er, and great fun hanging with everyone. And take care, everyone. In
Thanks
the chat.
for being here, buddy.
Take care, man. It's good to see you, Mark. Don't get to see enough.
Everybody. Go subscribe to Mark.
Take care. Yep. Stay safe. Watch out for your id.
Yeah. Digital id. It's a digital id.
Digital id. Yeah.
See you, buddy.
I got to go too, man. I hate to bail on you, but
no worries. We're getting near the end.
Yeah, I know you are, but I've got to put some groceries down my throat before 6:30. So.
Yeah, and I'm redirecting to your show, so
I appreciate it, man.
Was it DC Universe now you're on?
DC Universe tonight. We got a new DLC we got to introduce everybody to, me and Lunatics. So
go check Joe out, everyone, after this.
Take care, guys. Doc, it was good to see you again. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, nice to see you too, man.
Yep.
Take care.
Bye.
Right. I like what Vin says. They can travel through space, and still Pike just got a wheelchair with a beeper. That's true. I always thought, why? Surely you could do something better than that. Anyway, so Morbius is showing them around, and we saw those wonderful scenes of the Krell installations. But he's again, though, Morbius is, you guys shouldn't be here. This is not good. They're arguing about whether Leslie Nielsen and co want to take that stuff and take it back to Earth, or at least tell everybody in Earth about it. He doesn't. He thinks he should control it. He's got a point. This is the good thing about it. They both have a point.
Yeah.
The technology, Morbius is right. Maybe humans shouldn't exploit that technology. Leslie Nielsen's right. Why should you be the one to decide that? So, and they've got a big tooth.
And we're actually living through that right now. I mean, are we wise enough to take care of our own technology?
Indeed. This is dentists. Krell dentists must have had a hell of a job.
Oh, wow.
So this is the monster. The monster ups its, and it only comes at night, interestingly, when everyone should be asleep. Morbius is asleep. They've set up the guns, although they're only setting them up pointing in one direction, which is a bit weird. And they start shooting at something coming through the canyon towards them. I love all these scenes. The effects are great in this. The animated ray guns, the animated force field, and then the monster.
Did they use Disney for their animation? Do you know?
Yeah, it's that Disney guy. They borrowed a guy from Disney. Oh, God, I wish I could remember his name, but I'm dumb. It was Joshua. What was his surname? Oh, God, I wrote it down here, too. Joshua Meador. Joshua Meador. I'll have to look up the rest of his work, but he was a senior Disney animator that they borrowed to do that stuff, which is very good of Disney to let them have them, I guess.
Well, he did. I'm looking at it right now. He did Snow White, Pinocchio, Dumbo.
Okay, so he was
like all the classics,
Top man, yeah. So this is some of the best parts of the movie. Yeah, Richard Anderson had a good career. This is a low-key quality cast, you know. They had a lot of good actors in this. This stuff's just great.
Even the girl, she was in Twilight Zone. The mannequin. What was her name?
Yeah, she did a lot of great stuff later.
Yeah.
As we talked about, she had her own show, Honey Sweet, but it only lasted one season, unfortunately. But yeah, this stuff as a kid, when I remember watching this for the first time, I thought, that is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd seen anything quite like that.
My dad's 76, and when I was a kid, he told me this was like this scene in The Monster was one of the things that scared the crap out of him when he was a kid.
Oh, me
in the
too.
50s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like today where they show you everything. You had to use your imagination and just the unknown, you know.
So just, I have a little clip of this stuff, so I'll just show it. So a couple of crew members bite the dust there, including his lieutenant. They keep it away, but two of them die. I mean, one of them died earlier when the monster got into the ship. So people are starting to die, and as Morbius says, I warned you. I warned you. But they're starting to... Leslie Nielsen's starting to suspect some stuff, and they want to go back and see if they can use that intellect machine themselves to expand their intellect. Bad move. Well, good and a bad move, depends. Yeah, Divine's the demon from Rock and Rule too, which we covered on this channel. Obviously, Rock and Rule, great movie. It's got a lot of similarities. So they're going to get in. Not Jerry, the Doc uses it. Leslie Nielsen was going to use the intellect expanding thing, but the Doc uses it. It kills him, but he does reveal what's he's seen, which is that it's what happened to the Krell, that they destroyed themselves because of this machine, and also that Morbius may be the source of the monster. And that ID, that id monster, there's a psychological dimension rare in this movies, science fiction movies, which were all about giant bug monsters or aliens. Right. You know, this is an internal monster in a sense, created by the mind. Very, very different for movies of that era. Or any
what's interesting is if you actually watch European, like Soviet bloc films of the 50s and 60s, they deal with a lot of more of the cerebral.
Oh, Solaris, yeah.
Yeah, Stanisław Lem.
Yes.
It's destroyed by their own machines, the whole psychological aspects of right.
Yeah, hubris of humanity, humanity's deepest desires.
Right.
The Krell, as is explained in the film, they were super advanced, created all this so they could then free themselves from their physical being and create any kind of matter with their minds, and their minds would then reign supreme. But of course, they had an id and a subconscious as well as humans,
right.
And they destroyed themselves. The subconscious dominated, so they tore themselves apart, basically destroyed themselves.
I mean, for the era, this is pretty deep.
It's deep stuff. It's way more scary, as Sentient Dildo says. The cerebral is way more scary than just some big ant
blob covering a grocery store.
So they're on the run from Morbius's own id now. It breaks. I love the scenes where it breaks through the stuff and just they lock themselves in here, but it's not enough. They know it won't protect them. Morbius has to come to the realization that it's there's only one way out. I'll just.
It's your other self.
this of me. Tell me you don't.
I just love that stuff.
Yeah.
Robbie,
Smilix. We've already established that Brian's deepest desires are not represented in this film as sheep.
Sheep.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
There were no sheep anywhere. This film does not. Well, there was one. There was the Leslie Nielsen film, The Sheep Man.
Oh.
It's the only mention of sheep anywhere in this show.
What's up with the animal themes in your, watching the video, you play the video game and fucking the bear? I mean, what's up with these animal themes?
I think that's disgusting. I would never do that. Now, sheep are a different quality of animal.
Oh, man.
Sheep are humans, really. They're very human.
True.
You ever
think
I don't know how. Doc Michael, I have no idea how all that came about. Somebody said I'm Scottish, I must like sheep. So I thought, why not give in to the dark side? Give in to the woolly side.
Yeah. Oh, woolly bully.
Oh, the sound design is great too. Yeah, in those scenes, the sound design, everything about this movie is quality. Robbie, I like the part that Robbie couldn't defend them against the id monster because it's Morbius and he can't attack humans. So even though it's a monstrous id, subconscious of Morbius, Robbie still could not attack it. 3 laws of robotics and all that,
Isaac Asimov, right?
Yeah. So Morbius, his daughter kind of turns on him. Not turns on him, but she realizes that he's her father's ego and desires and subconscious stuff is a problem. Plus, she's got the hots for Leslie Nielsen, so she's choosing her squeeze over her father. I do like this breaking through the door stuff. So Morbius says, "Yeah, you know what? I gotta go. My time is up. I gotta go." And he has to use he has to confront that. And then tells, he's mortally wounded, but tells Adams to set the Krell machines to self-destruct so that nobody can use that power ever. Interesting that Leslie Nielsen and indeed his crew go along with that. They could quite easily have said, nah, you know what? Like in Aliens with Burke. Yeah, we'll just play along with this and we'll use, because we want this stuff. So it has a moral ending, The Nielsen destroys it, agrees to the destruction of the planet, rather than this technology fall into the wrong hands.
Well, the sci-fi trope of they always press the self-destruct button and they just always have the exact amount of time to get off or get away.
Right. We only have 24 hours to save the Earth. 14 hours to save the Earth.
Yeah.
And then it ends with a bit of a, Leslie Nielsen comforting. And yeah, he's the commander of the ship and he's parading this girlfriend in front of the rest of the crew, which I find also quite,
His morality just depends on what he's doing, right?
That's right, yeah. But there it was.
Destroy technology, but bang the girl, priorities, right?
That's right, priorities first. But there it is, regardless of our fun that we had, this is a spectacularly good movie. It is one of the true seminal movies of science fiction. Absolutely love it. I've always loved it. And it's 70 years on, it still holds up.
It does. It's a good film. I saw this later in my teens and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a slight bit of dating in it for several reasons, but you're always going to get that 70 years on. But it's remarkably undated because of the quality of the cinematography and the effects and the script. It's remarkably undated for a film of its age. I mean, you think of other films from the 50s, many of which now seem really dated, no matter how good they were in the past. This one, I think, has aged beautifully.
Well, going back to your original list, there were two that stick out that I still think kind of like this one kind of hold the test of time, and that's The Fly and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's a few themes in those that, I don't
Well,
know.
Body Snatchers is a great movie. The Fly is a great movie. There were some good ones. There was a lot of B-movie schlock, but there was also a handful of really clever good ones that had. I mean, The Fly is horrific.
Right.
Very horrific. And again, a part of that is because of the ambition of the science in it, and the
And both of
misuse of
those
it.
and both of those films actually had, I feel, superior sequels or remakes.
The remake of The Fly is superb. I love it.
And then
Goldblum is
Invasion
so
of the
good.
Body Snatchers 1978 is such a great film.
Well, again, I mean, great Canadian Donald Sutherland. So what are you going to expect? The ending of that movie just scared the shit out of me.
And they both have Jeff Goldblum in it.
Yeah. But the ending, that's true. Yeah. So the ending of the second of the remake, just like, oh, you fuckers.
Well, what's funny about that movie is the scariest scene is not that last shot. It's when he's walking around and there's all those kids being led into the theater, and one of the kids is like, "I'm not tired," and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about that that's I find more cerebrally frightening than.
It's frightening. It's assimilation. And humans can do it to humans. So never mind aliens. Humans can do it to humans. So, Sentient Dildo. I love films that present a schlock but that aren't. Anyway, I gotta unfortunately wrap this one up for today, everybody. But this has been a superb show. Very enjoyable. I'm so glad we got around to doing this movie.
It's a good film.
Doc, what you got going on, my friend?
Well, just like in your previous, I'm in the midst of the bloodshed of politics, and I love coming to your show because it's a nice getaway, and that's all I'll say about it. So
Well,
I'm
glad
doing
to
some
hear.
writing, going to be working on some projects. Probably going to start thinking about maybe panels that I can host. I'm still kind of new to the YouTube game, so I'm just kind of making it up as I go along.
Well, I'm so glad you could make it, mate, and hopefully you'll be here for more stuff as we move forward. I think your Twitter. I'll see if I can find it and drop it in the.
It's Dr. Michael Jones at
Dr.
Twitter.
Michael Jones. If somebody, maybe Davina, can help me with that, I don't know. We dropped it in before. I'll have to get it added to the automatic ones.
I have one last note about Forbidden Planet. I don't know if you talked about this, but it inspired season 3 Star Trek, Requiem for Methuselah.
Oh, okay, very possible. Yes, absolutely, very possible. It's
very, very similar. It says in the notes that it was inspired by Forbidden Planet.
Ah, there you go then. But yeah, there's probably so many examples of that.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm just looking for. Here you go. Truth or Consequences.
Yes.
Let me get it.
12.
Oh, come on. I'm trying to get it to go to your actual Twitter, not just.
It's fine.
We will find that. I'll get it set up so that it automatically goes into the.
I'm working on. I'm about to start a couple long-term documentary projects, which I can talk about later. But they're like year-long projects, like Kubrick level. So, stuff I've been sitting on for a while. But I want to do some short-term stuff. So I'm sorry, short-term stuff as well. So.
Good stuff, mate. Look forward to that. I've finally found it and posted it, so that's your Twitter there. Thank you for being here. Hopefully we'll see you next time too. Thank you to everybody who super chatted, subscribed, became a member, gifted memberships. A little channel like me, that means so much. I'm so grateful for your support in that way. Every few bucks here and there helps the channel stay alive and work towards more stuff in the future. So thank you for that. Thank you to everybody for being in the chat on Rumble and anyone who's watching on X, but also on YouTube here. You were fabulous. A bunch of really great chats today. Some real fun. I hope you all enjoyed this show as much as I did. I will be interested to see if the Colossus show that we did remains the champion of my live shows, and it has had quite a few over the time since we did it. This one is I'd love to see that this one reach the same level, because it's a movie that deserves that kind of attention. But you guys in the chat make the channel with all your comments and your support. I really appreciate you all. Thank you again.
You do a great job, Brian. That's why I love coming on your show, man.
Thanks, mate. I love doing this stuff. I love hanging out with you all. And thank you to the mods. So Davina, D-Bud, for some reason, Sentient Dildo's a mod. Just kidding. Just kidding. Snorty's a mod. Thank you all for that. And so next week, tonight, I'll be on Comics Division Monday Night Meltdown. Toxic Tuesday tomorrow night, although I can't remember what movie Nick's doing. Working on getting a couple of videos out this week. I'll still be doing my shorts on my vinyl collection. Next Monday, I believe, I'm just going to do a gaming stream. Take a bit. So I've got some time to do some videos this week. And then we'll be plotting the October schedule of shows. I have a couple of things lined up that I'm thinking of doing. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. And hopefully you guys will enjoy them. So until next time, stay well, everybody. Don't skip your meals. Live your best life, as they say on Korean shows, and keep on rocking and watch the skies.